Good morning. Myself, Mr. SANTOSH RAMCHANDRA, Department of Chemistry. My seminar topic is synthesis and kinetic study of some chip-based heterocyclic compounds. Literature survey about problem. Edward studied the kinetics of cyclization of aryl thioureas to benzothiazoles using bromine as a cyclizing agent. The reaction is first order with respect to bromine and aryl thiourea. Since it is cyclization reaction, it shows negative entropy of activation and lower frequency factor. He proposed the possible mechanism of cyclization. Lavande studied the kinetics of cyclization of 4-thiazolidone from chip base using thioglycolic acid as a cyclizing agent. The reaction shows first order dependence of both on chip base and thioglycolic acid concentration. It follows an overall second order kinetics. Literature survey reveals that considerable amount of work has been done on kinetics of oxidation of thioglycolic acid and hydrolysis kinetics of chip bases. But attention was not focused in details on kinetics of formation of 4-thiazolidine derivatives from thioglycolic acid and chip bases using toluene 4-sulfonic acid as a catalyst. Therefore, the attempt has been made to investigate various aspects pertaining to the kinetics of cyclization of chip base and thioglycolic acid using different concentration and effect of catalyst onto the yield of the product. Aims and objective, that is called as my idea, synthesis of some chip-based heterocyclic compound to characterize the novel synthesized compound by FTIR, IR, HRMS, H1NMR, C13NMR, the spectral techniques. Kinetics measurements have been made to carry out various investigate the following aspect: determination of overall order, to study the effect of concentration of catalyst, determination of order with respect to thioglycolic acid and chip base, to study the effect of dielectric constant of the medium, that is called as solid effect, to study the effect of ionic strength, that is called as salt effect, onto the rate of cyclization, to study the effect of temperature onto the rate of reaction and determination of thermodynamic parameters, to study the effect of substituent onto the rate of cyclization reaction, to propose the possible reaction mechanism of formation, isolation and identification of product, to evaluate the biologically activity of the synthesized product, to develop and enrich acceptable research academia as well as industrial level, to develop pharmaceutically important leads molecule. Then experimental procedure, or that is called as working principle. Sulfur or nitrogen containing organic compounds are gaining importance in synthetic and pharmaceutical fields. The various substituted derivatives of chip bases were prepared by reacting pyrazole with a different substituted aniline in ethylene, ethanol in catalytic amount of glacial acetic acid at reflux temperature. The structure of these chip bases was characterized by IR, ENMR, and elemental analysis. The different derivatives of 4-thiazolidine 1 are prepared through the addition of thioglycolic acid to the various substituted chip bases in dry dioxane at reflux temperature using toluene 4-sulfonic acid as a catalyst. The attempt has been made to investigate the various aspects pertaining to the kinetics of cyclization of chip bases. The reaction is very slow in absence of catalyst, but increases the rate of reaction in presence of 4-toluene sulfonic acid, and hence the reaction is acid catalyzed. The order of cyclization of reaction with respect to thioglycolic acid is 1, with respect to chip base is 1, overall order is 2. The kinetic and thermodynamic parameters such as entropy of activation, energy of activation, enthalpy of activation, free energy of activation, and frequency factor were calculated. Based upon these experimental results, probable reaction mechanism of cyclocondensation reaction was proposed. Synthesized compound has found a biological activity. Now, first scheme is that substituted pyrazole reacted with substituted amine, so that gives to chip base. Chip base on reaction with in presence of thioglycolic acid, that gives to you a heterocyclic compound. So this is actual working principle. Now proposed plan. In first year, we have to perform literature survey, then synthesis of chip bases and their characterization. In a second year, we have to study the kinetics of formation of chip bases, then to synthesis of heterocyclic compound by cyclization reaction. In third year, to study the kinetics of formation of heterocyclic compound, to study the reaction mechanism and yield of the product, and in final year, to find out the applications of synthesized product as well as biological activity and submission of the thesis research work in the form of thesis. Thank you.